Well, the suspicious death of a 4-year-old boy in the Gregory-Portland area is under investigation tonight. The boy was rushed to an emergency room on Tuesday night where doctors immediately began CPR. Nurses were able to stabilize the child long enough to transfer him to Driscoll Children's Hospital, but he later passed away there. It is not known why the child was rushed to the ER in the first place. We're told Child Protective Services and the Texas Rangers are looking into this case.